Good afternoon to you. Today we are continuing with state legislature, constitution. And in the last class, we have seen that there are 9 circumstances in which a person is disqualified for being a member of assembly or council or being chosen as a member of assembly or council. Both being a member or being chosen as a member. In both the cases, a person can be disqualified in 9 circumstances. How many circumstances? 9 circumstances. What are those 9 circumstances that we are seeing now? First is, he should not have been found guilty of electoral offences or corrupt practices in the elections. Very easy to understand. Electoral malpractices or corrupt practices in election. This is circumstance number 1. Number 2, not having been convicted for any offence resulting in the imprisonment of 2 years or more. Remember, 2 years or more. If a person is convicted of any offence which results in imprisonment for 2 or more years, then he cannot be eligible to contest being a member of the assembly or council. Please note, very important point, that preventive detention is not a disqualification. So the question can be, a person was detained under custody under preventive detention law. He is contesting election for assembly. Whether he can be allowed to contest? No, he cannot be allowed to contest. Both are correct. Something like that. So remember, preventive detention is not a disqualification. Very important point. Second point. Third, not having failed to lodge an account of election expenses within the stipulated time. If he had already contested election and if he has not furnished the election account within the specified time, then he can be disqualified. Or he has contested the election, he has failed. Then in that case also, he can be disqualified. Number 4. He should not have any interest in government contract or government work. So, if there is an interest for him in any government contract, he is disqualified. Number 5. He should not be a director or managing agent in any company, or he should not hold any office of profit in any corporation in which the government of India has a share of 25% and above. 25% and above. No, don't say 51%. Even 25% above, if the government of India has a share in any company, and in that company, if he is a managing agent or director, then in that case, he is disqualified. Next, not dismissed from government service for corruption or disloyalty, treason. Disloyalty, he should not have been dismissed from service, government service, for corruption or disloyalty. Then, not convicted for promoting enmity between 2 groups of people, 2 communities, or for bribery. Bribery, creating hatred between the 2 communities, or for practicing or preaching. Both are, offense. preaching or practicing untouchability, dowry, sati, or violated Essential Commodities Act unpunished, and all these things. Now, on a question about up to this 8, on a question whether a member has incurred any disqualification or not, the decision of the governor is final. But before a decision being taken, the governor should refer the matter to the election commission for its opinion, and that opinion of the election commission is binding on the governor. Remember, here he will not be led by the advice of the council of ministers. Instead, he has to obey, he has to comply with the decision or opinion or advice of the election commission. Very important point. Then, under anti-defection law, next 9th point. Under anti-defection law, a person is disqualified for being a member of either house of the state legislature if he is so disqualified on defection under 10th schedule. So, in the case of a defection, which I have already explained, defection we have already taken up. So, under defection, if a person is disqualified, he cannot contest the election for being a member of the house. Next, the proceedings of under anti-defection law violation will be held under the chairman in the case of council or speaker in the case of assembly, and not by the governor. Remember, not by the governor. It is only under the speaker if he is a member of the assembly, or under the chairman if he is a member of the council. In 1992, as you may recall, the Supreme Court has declared that the decision of the speaker or chairman is subject to judicial review. The decision of the speaker, that is, you remember that section 7 of anti-defection law, I have explained already, that has been kept, that is doctrine of severability. I told you, doctrine of severability was applied, section 7 was disconnected from the other sections. So, subject to judicial review. Then, every member of the house of legislature, before taking his seat, has to take oath before the governor or a nominee, his nominee. Then secondly, unless a member takes oath, he cannot vote in the proceedings or he cannot participate in the proceedings of the house. He will not be entitled for any privileges or immunities. Remember, he is not entitled for any privileges or immunities. Then, now we are coming to, there are certain circumstances where a member of state legislature has to vacate his seat. Under what circumstances a member of legislature has to vacate his seat? Number 1, double membership, which we have already, in detail, we have already seen. That is, a member is elected both for legislature, both assembly and the parliament for Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, same person is elected. All these things we have already taken in very detail. Secondly, disqualification. I told you just now, there are 9 circumstances. So, if a member has become subject to any disqualification mentioned in pre-para, his seat will become vacant. Secondly, when a member resigned his seat by writing to Speaker of the Assembly or Chairman of the Council, then the seat falls vacant when the resignation is accepted. However, remember, most important point, remember that it should be noted from the examination point of view that the chairman or speaker cannot accept the resignation straight away. Instead, they should verify themselves, should verify and satisfy themselves that the resignation is voluntary on his own volition. This they should ascertain. Secondly, either House of State Legislature can declare the seat vacant if the member absents himself from all sittings for 60 days without permission. 60 days without permission. When 60 days without permission, then the House should pass a motion declaring the seat vacant. Remember. Similarly, the member has to vacate his seat if the election is declared null and void by the court of law, number one, or if he is expelled by the House through a resolution, number two, or if he is elected for presidentship of the country, number four, or vice presidentship, number five, or if he is appointed as governor. In all these circumstances, the seat is declared vacant. Remember. Now we are coming to next point. Each house of legislature has its own presiding officers. Its own presiding officer. Who is the presiding officer? Speaker and deputy speaker for the assembly, chairman and deputy chairman for the council. And in addition to this, remember, for assembly, there is a panel of presiding officers, panel of chairpersons, and similarly for council, there is a panel of vice chairman. Now, the speaker is elected by the assembly among its members. Any member can contest for speakership. He is elected by the majority of the then members of the house present and voting. Majority, remember. Secondly, the speaker remains in office during the life of the assembly. However, he has to vacate in three circumstances. Number one, when he ceases to be the member of the assembly, naturally. Number two, when he resigns by writing to deputy speaker. Number three, when he is removed by a resolution passed by the assembly by a majority of the then members of the house. No reasons need be cited, but 14 days notice should be given. Here, remember, you compare the Lok Sabha speaker with the assembly speaker. Lok Sabha speaker, even though the Lok Sabha is dissolved, she or he continues to be the speaker till the reconstitution of the next house. Such a position is not there for the speaker of the assembly. Please note, very important for the examination point of view. Now, like the speaker, deputy speaker is also elected by the assembly itself from among the members. He is elected after election of the speaker. Any member can contest for deputy speakership, but he should be elected by the majority of the then members of the house. Remember. Now, deputy speaker remains in office during the life of the assembly. However, he vacates his office in three circumstances. What are the three circumstances? When he ceases to be the member of the house. Number one, when he resigns by writing to speaker. Number two, when he is removed in the same way as that of the speaker. In these three circumstances, the deputy speaker has to vacate his office. The speaker has certain important powers. What are the powers of the speaker with regard to the assembly? Very important from examination point of view. Remember, he maintains order and decorum to conduct the business of the house, and this is his primary responsibility. To conduct the proceedings of the house is his primary responsibility. He interprets the constitution, he interprets the rules of procedure of the house, and he settles the constitutional points and also legislative precedents. He adjourns the house reconvenes the house after adjournment, suspend the meeting if there is no quorum in the house. The proceedings are under the control of the speaker, and the speaker has to regulate the proceedings, and the decision of the speaker regarding proceeding is final. Even court cannot interfere into the proceedings of the house. He will not vote in the first instance. However, he can exercise what is popularly known as casting vote. Casting vote means where there is a tie, where there is a equality of vote, then he can exercise the casting vote. He can allow secret sitting of the house at the instance of the leader of the house. He is to decide whether a bill is a money bill or not, and his certificate cannot be questioned in any court of law. He decides the question of disqualification under anti-defection law. He appoints a chairman of all the committees of the assembly. He is to head the business advisory committee, general purpose committee, and rules committee. These three committees, the speaker is the chairman. The deputy speaker performs the duties of the speaker when the post is vacant. Similarly, he acts as a speaker when the speaker is absent. So, deputy speaker is a substitute for speaker. Then, now coming to the chairman of the council, he is elected by the council among its members by the majority of the then members of the house. House means council. Then he vacates the office when he ceases to be the member of the council, or if he resigns by writing to deputy chairman, or if he is removed by a resolution passed by a majority of the then members of the house. Again, here also, for his removal resolution, no reasons need to be cited, but 14 days notice should be given. As a presiding officer of the house, his powers are similar to the speaker of the assembly, but speaker enjoys a special power in the sense that he can certify a bill as a money bill, whereas this power is not there for the chairman of the council. The salary and allowances of the speaker, deputy speaker, chairman, and deputy chairman are fixed by the legislature, and they are charged into the Consolidated Fund of India. Okay, with this we will end the class. Tomorrow we will continue. Thank you.